Okay, I thought what I'd do now is I'd help you plan out another paragraph for the next question, show you how I would do it. Now, if I had this question, even if I was in an exam and I was stressed, I would still spend about 5-10 minutes planning this out, always. Now, what I would do first thing is I'd highlight the question like I've done here. Significance, I must include that word. The topic is the problems of the Weimar between 1919 and 1924. I'm going to underline this because I must stay in that time area. And then I'm going to make sure that I discuss reparations. And I'm going to think now firstly about why the Weimar had so many problems. So definitely discuss reparations. I'm going to also think, okay, other reasons. I'm going to say political uprisings. I'm going to mention the Treaty of Versailles, particularly the loss of land and humiliation. And I could go on for a while, but that's what I'm going to start off with. Now, introduction. I'm going to give, just briefly, a bit of context. So I'm going to make some notes in my plan that Germany suffered after World War One. It was forced to sign the armistice. In which it was given full responsibility. And then I'm going to answer the question. I'm going to say reparations were somewhat significant. However, they were mostly important because they exacerbated Germany's political and social issues. That's quite a sophisticated argument, but it's quite a good one because I'm saying they are important, but they're important because they made other factors worse. So I'm acknowledging the relationship between my different factors. And I'm listing other points I'm going to mention, which include political uprisings, Treaty of Versailles, etc. Now, my first paragraph, I'm going to do it on the recovery of the Weimar, because that, so I'm going to do it on reparations, because that is what is in the question. My spelling isn't great. It's all right. What can I say about reparations? I'm going to open with an argument. It's going to be very similar to what I put in my introduction. So I show the examiner I've thought out what I'm doing. Somewhat significant, as Germany had to pay a vast amount of money to the Allies, which compounded Germany's fragile social and political situation in 1919 from 1919 to 1924. Then I'm going to put my evidence. So obviously we know that 6.6 billion was paid in reparations to the Allies. This meant that a lot of money from industry was leaving the country. Government was crippled and was paying 1/3 of its income on war pensions. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to explain and make an argument, because that evidence should be super brief. That might even be too much. So the impact of this was low morale. Soldiers returning home were horrified and angry about what they had been fighting for, only to have nothing at home. As many could not get jobs and therefore joined militias like the Freikorps. It caused depression, which hit the middle class and lower class the most. Savings affected, etc. So I'm spending a lot more time talking about that. And then I'm going to do my mini conclusion. The significance of the reparations is impossible to ignore, as they compounded and weakened country already financially crippled by fighting a war for 4 years and prevented the recovery of Germany, as most money went out of the country. Okay, so that's literally my plan. Hope that's helpful. What I like to do is I like to colour code it. So I would probably put, so I'm going to put in green, blue, red. And then as I go through and I do more paragraphs, and that's not red, I would then do the same. I would keep colour coding. What I would also do for that is I'd use it to make sure that I was spending plenty of time on each paragraph. In each paragraph, I put time on the explanation. If I'd wrote a paragraph and I colour coded it and it was all blue, then I know how much evidence I need to put more explanation in. So I'd really advise doing that. Hope that's helpful. If you have any questions, please do comment on Google Classroom and I will get that fixed and I will help you out.